You have already been there. The moment everything slowed down. A car that came out of nowhere. A slip on the stairs. The second your foot missed the last step in the dark. Time stretched. The world went quiet. You noticed things you had no business noticing. The pattern on the ceiling, the exact color of the wall, a tiny crack in the pavement rushing toward your face. And then it was over. You looked back at the clock. The whole thing had lasted less than 2 seconds. So what just happened? You know that game where someone drops a ruler between your fingers and you try to catch it before it falls? The faster your brain reacts, the higher up the ruler you catch it. Kids have been playing it for decades in science class. But scientists recently discovered something extraordinary hiding inside that simple game. Something that changes what we thought we knew about time, memory, and the human brain. Here is what scientists now believe. When your brain is terrified, truly, genuinely scared for your life, it does not actually slow time down. It does something stranger. It records more. In the most frightening moments of your life, your brain switches into a kind of high-speed recording mode. More memories, more detail, more frames per second stored to the hard drive. And when you play it back afterward, it feels slow, because there is so much more to watch. In 2007, a neuroscientist named David Eagleman was working at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Eagleman had spent years thinking about time, specifically, why humans experience it so differently depending on what is happening to them. He had a theory. Fear does not slow the clock. Fear upgrades the camera. To test it, he needed terrified volunteers. And for that, he needed a very tall building. Eagleman and his team found a specially designed free-fall platform in Dallas. Volunteers stepped off a ledge and fell backwards through open air for 46 meters, the height of a 15-story building. No harness at first. Pure free fall. They fell for 3 seconds. Now, before they fell, each volunteer was strapped with a special device on their wrist. The device flashed numbers too fast for the human eye to read under normal conditions. The idea was elegant and simple. If fear genuinely slows time, if the brain actually speeds up, then a terrified falling person should be able to read the numbers that a calm person cannot. If fear only changes memory, the numbers should still be unreadable. They sent volunteers off the edge, one by one. Nobody could read the numbers. Not one person. Even in free fall, even absolutely terrified, the brain was not actually processing information faster. The clock had not slowed down. But then came the unexpected part. Eagleman asked every volunteer the same question afterward. How long did the fall feel? Every single person said it felt longer than it was. Much longer. The brain had not sped up in real time. But the memory of the event felt stretched. So the slowdown was not happening during the fall. It was happening in the replay. Here is what scientists believe is actually going on. Your brain has 2 systems running in parallel, almost all the time. The first is your default recording system. It runs quietly in the background, capturing the world at its usual pace. Good enough for a normal Tuesday. Good enough for the school run, the supermarket, the familiar drive home. The second system only switches on when your body detects genuine danger. When that signal fires, something remarkable happens. The amygdala, the part of your brain that handles fear, floods your nervous system with a surge of chemicals. Adrenaline, noradrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Your pupils widen. Blood rushes away from your stomach and into your muscles. But the most important change is in your brain. Your memory system stops being selective. Under normal conditions, your brain filters aggressively. It records the big things and throws away the small things. It compresses time the way a good video camera compresses a quiet, uneventful afternoon into almost nothing. Under terror, that filter is switched off. Everything gets recorded. The exact quality of the light, the sound of your own breathing, the tiniest details of the world rushing toward you. More memories, more data, more frames. And when your brain plays that back, it feels long, full, stretched. Scientists call this memory density. More memories compressed into a shorter time window means the playback feels slower. The event did not last longer. Your brain just took more photographs of it. This is why the most frightening moments of your life feel like they lasted forever. Your first car accident. The moment you slipped on ice. The second you realized your child was not where you left them. These memories feel enormous, stretched, far too detailed for how brief they actually were. Your brain was not broken. Your brain was doing exactly what it was designed to do. It was collecting evidence, just in case you survived and needed to know what went wrong. Just in case you needed to make sure it never happened again. The slowdown is not an accident. The slowdown is the upgrade. But here is what nobody tells you. The same system that protects you in a crisis can be turned on by your imagination. Researchers have found that people who replay frightening events in their minds, vivid, detailed, emotionally charged replays, can trigger the same dense memory recording during the replay itself. Your brain does not always know the difference between a real threat and a powerfully imagined one, which means the more you replay a terrifying memory in vivid detail, the more your brain stores it. The more it stores it, the slower it feels. The slower it feels, the more real it seems. The more real it seems, the more often your brain decides it is worth replaying again. Scientists believe this loop sits at the heart of how traumatic memories take hold. Your brain's greatest survival tool can also become its greatest trap. Here is where it gets genuinely useful. Researchers studying extreme sports athletes, skydivers, free climbers, professional stunt performers, have found something unexpected. With practice, people can learn to tolerate fear without triggering the full panic response. The amygdala still fires. The chemicals still release. But the emotional volume is turned down. And when the emotional volume is lower, the memory over-recording slows. Which means experienced fear, practiced fear, faced repeatedly, produces less of the slow-motion distortion. The world does not freeze for the expert the way it freezes for the beginner. This is part of why trained firefighters make fast, accurate decisions in burning buildings, while untrained people freeze. They have taught their brain to keep recording at a steady pace. So the next time time slows down for you, really slows, in that crystal-clear way, remember what is actually happening. Your brain just switched on its emergency recording system. It is collecting every detail it can find. Not to scare you, not to punish you, to protect you. To make sure that if you survive this moment, you will never be caught off guard by it again. 3 seconds of free fall off a 15-story platform. 46 meters of pure terror. And the brain of every single volunteer decided the same thing. This is important. Record everything. Because the brain does not care about the clock. It cares about survival. And for that, every extra frame is worth it. Time does not slow down when you are scared. Your brain simply refuses to forget a single second of it. Which makes you wonder, if fear can upgrade your memory, what else can your brain secretly upgrade without asking you? Because it turns out, your brain has hidden systems that switch on when you are not looking. Systems that change how you move, how you hear, how you feel, and even how you touch the world around you. And some of them, you have been triggering your whole life without knowing a single thing about it. So what else is quietly running inside you right now?